battle plan. Now the time's upon us. Now we're living in Babylon, but it's yours and mine plus. No, it's not hopeless, don't let them con us. Organize and realizing that it's not beyond us. The culture war is a trick and it's clever, cause the real class war is the same as it ever was. So is it time we play by the rules of this hot mess, or brothers staring down to buy a member of Congress? Are we okay? Take me by the scenes, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about.
561 Music!
Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
It's become like a habit now. I can't help but do the clap. I don't use the clap anymore to start the thing ever, but I like to see the little smile on your face.
Because it's ridiculous. That's what
Exactly, yeah. How's it going, dude?
It's going all right.
Yeah. There was a little bit of a frustrating auto experience here.
Yeah, a little fender bender, but
yeah.
Fine. Everybody's fine. Nobody died, so it's fine.
That's good. So my poor dog Nina has got like we had to go to a different vet because the vet kind of just did a really bad job.
Botched it.
Yeah, so
that sucks.
Yeah. Spending gazillions of dollars fixing my dog's ear. She's worth it though.
Oh, they're always worth it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like in the countryside in England and like my parents' friends and all of them, they'd be like, oh, now it's time to,
Put it down.
Yeah.
Get another one.
That's not how I roll though.
No, man.
I keep them going as long as possible, which is probably just as cruel in some way, but
As long as your dog's not like in an iron lung or something, you're fine. Man.
That's true. Yeah. Oh man. So this weekend, I can't remember what we did this weekend.
We played O'Shea's.
Oh yeah. And it was absolutely
bonkers.
Slammed.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It was a good one. It was can you remember what the school was?
Yeah, it was the Wellington High School 1995 Wolverines high school reunion.
Yeah, that's it. And they were all kind of like sort of
drunk,
a little bit older than me, but sort of vaguely in our sort of age range. So it was quite fun to.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah,
it was funny. It was a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it was an absolute riot, and they hadn't come there because we were there, but they liked us.
Yeah,
they all had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, totally. Was that it?
No, we played Patty Max on Saturday.
Why can't I remember anything? We did loads of gigs this weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, we also played. No, that was it.
When was didn't we do like the private thing was the week before?
Was week before, yeah.
You're right. Patty Max, that was good too.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
O'Shea's and Patty Max are two of the gigs that we've just been doing very regularly for years, and
they're always good.
Yeah, they're always good, and it's just like family, but so used to the stage and how to set up, and the sound's always good these days. It's good fun.
Yeah.
So we have Orange Blackheart with us today. How's it going, guys?
Fantastic.
Great.
Jerry, Katrina, and Liz, and been looking forward to this. Hector was telling me all about you guys and your sound and everything. And one of the things Hector said that there's a good story in is how you guys came about your name. Where's the name Orange Blackheart from?
Right. All right. It all started. I like to paint, do drawings, a little bit of artistic approach to things.
Yeah.
But one day I just got this big canvas, black canvas, and I drew half an orange.
Okay.
Like a cut slice of half an
It
orange.
sounds cool.
And it just stayed there for the longest time. And that was it.
Yeah.
And so one day out of the blue, I'm playing my guitar. I'm doing things with other drummer that I used to be with. And I keep staring at this half orange. It's like, I say, what if I put a black heart on it?
Oh, there you go.
And I just drew a black heart on it, right?
Yeah.
And then, oh shit, I like, oops.
You're all good, man.
I like that, right?
Yeah.
But that was it. And then one day, I was with this previous drummer, and then he invited me to have dinner with him at his house. And much to my surprise, when I get to his house, his wife has oranges all over his walls.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like, wait a second. You didn't tell me any of this before?
Yeah.
And then, but I said to him, that day, I got the name of the band. He didn't like it. He's like, Orange Blackheart. I don't know about this, Jerry.
It's like, is it orange or is it black?
It's like it's kind of cheesy. Orange Blackheart. I
think it's cool.
I love that it means nothing.
Yeah.
But
there's a story.
But
It sounds like it means
but
something.
it turned out to be. I found the meaning of it.
Nice.
So I left it in the back. I wasn't sure what to name the band.
Yeah.
But soon after that, I have a little nephew
Yeah.
in Spain.
Right.
It's a little 5-6-year-old now.
Right.
He is like me when I was a kid.
Oh,
this
cool.
is a troubled kid, the smartest kid ever. So I started thinking, So Orange Blackheart, long story short, Orange Blackheart, it's a name.
Yeah.
Orange is a name. Blackheart, as you know, it's a surname in English.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like like Jerry Payas,
Yeah.
Blackheart. So Orange is a persona. Blackheart is the last name.
I gotcha.
So Orange Blackheart is a superhero.
I see.
It's like a mini Sinbad, mini Batman or Superman.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what it is.
I like it.
Yeah. it's-
Would his suit be orange or black? If he was a superhero.
well, like I said,
I like to think of him as orange with a black cape.
Or
when I think of it, I really transform the whole thing, and it really, the colors it's not important for me anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of obvious that orange, it's everywhere, but it's just the name, and the Blackheart is
I like it.
it's just something that kind of came my way.
Orange is my wife's favorite color, as it happens.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
it's kind of one of my favorite colors too. I actually
amps.
got an orange guitar.
Oh, cool. Eh?
But the truth is, I got that orange guitar before I even decided the name or came up with a name. Like, it's so lined up.
Yeah, and the two colors, you can do so much cool stuff with them too. It's just in terms of like artwork and stuff to wear.
right.
It's a just as like a side benefit. It works pretty well.
Absolutely. And I, soon after that, I'm like, okay, this works. So we're going to keep this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to come up with a name. I'm in a band called the No Name Ska Band because we couldn't decide on a name.
That's really cool though.
Yeah. So ended up with No Name. I think we had some really funny. I'm trying to remember some of the. What we were going to call ourselves the Deacons of Vice. That was going to be one of them, but we couldn't agree on it, so we ended up with No Name Ska Band. Anyways, so you have a long and storied musical history, and you spent a lot of time in the UK. Tell us a little bit about how you first got into music, Jerry.
Well, me getting first into music, I think it all started at a very young age when we actually moved to England. And I remember, I think my father getting me a little boombox and me going through the dials in Brighton.
Yeah.
I think the first time I heard probably, it was between the Bee Gees,
Yeah.
AC/DC, and I don't know, probably the Ramones.
Sure.
I felt something like, this is what I like.
Yeah.
Like
Music affects you in such a strong way when you're young. I would give anything to get the feeling that music gives you when you were that young. It still does sometimes, but I just remember how much it used to affect me when I was a kid. It used to blow the back of my head off.
It was just like right after I saw this thing, and I started finding. And I remember going to see Grease, the movie.
Yeah,
as a kid.
Sure.
I'm like, wait a second, this is rock and roll to me, and I'm like, I like this stuff.
Yeah,
it was like struck by lightning. I
Yeah.
never healed.
Yeah, I can relate, man. That's awesome. Did you ever have any sort of musical training in terms of like lessons or anything like that?
Very little. At a very young age, I had a little bit of training of guitars. I forgot everything.
Sure.
I till this day,
Yeah.
I
you
just
still don't know anything, huh? That's crazy.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah,
I'm
for
still
sure.
trying.
Yeah, for sure.
But the truth is, my passion for it was just stronger than memories, and it's just
Yeah.
something that I literally could do with my eyes closed.
Yeah. It's more of like a creative outlet than like a kind of a skill to study.
Yeah, very much. And sometimes I could think it's between a gift and a curse. Because
Sure.
it's like, all right, this is something I could do, but I also cannot not do it.
I know what that's like.
You know?
Yeah. I've ended up just doing it all the time now. That's just all I do all day long. And I'm happy as a clam, but if I wasn't, I would still I would still be forced to do it by some part of my personality. I can relate, man.
Like I at some point, actually, now where I live, I have guitars in every room.
Yeah.
Like
You must be very at home here then.
oh yeah, I love it. It's like there'll be moments that I wake up with a melody in my head. This is 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I just gotta strum this, and my girl's like, Jerry, you're driving me nuts. I'm like, wait, just give me a couple of seconds. I really have to do this.
Yeah, I do that. If I go in another room, I wouldn't last 5 minutes if I did that with Christy, and something bad would happen to me. But,
Lucky for your body.
yeah, totally, yeah. So I'm very curious to kind of delve more into that and some of your adventures in the UK. But before I do, we have some other people here, other members of the band. Katrina, what do you do in the band?
I play bass,
Cool.
and I only started 6 years ago playing.
Right.
So, and I love bluegrass,
Oh, cool.
and I really wanted to play the stand-up bass.
Yeah, well, we have one right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I talked to him about that years
nice.
ago. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
But I never ended up getting a stand-up bass. But my boyfriend's dad gave me his like Beatle bass,
Oh,
and
cool.
so I started learning on that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So.
And Liz, we've known each other for a very long time.
We do.
Yes, it's nice to see you. And I was going to say, so you're a drummer.
Mhm.
How long have you been playing drums these days?
Well, from the moment I started,
Yeah.
I want to say 15 years, but I didn't take it seriously for like the first 7.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So around the time I met you, you were just starting to get into it. Then I guess, kind of
Yes.
been doing it for like a year or so.
I have a memory of you. We were playing at BB King's,
Yeah.
in one of our friends was singing "These Boots Are Made for Walking,"
Yeah.
and so Roy took a video, and you are there, and you're like cheering us on.
Oh.
And, yeah, so he has that video.
Oh, that's really
So,
nice.
yeah.
I have
Yeah,
this
like-
vision of you like marching to the
I
song.
know.
He was like,
I'm surprised
we
I
were like
wasn't
the
doing a
stars
stupid
because the
dance.
way he was cheering us on, it was really cool.
Oh, that makes me
funny.
very happy. I like being a cheerleader. The
The skirt and everything. Okay, just checking.
So, how did you guys all meet? How did the band kind of form with you guys?
All right. Okay. So I believe the ex-drummer we had a bass player with us, but he lived in Miami. He could not be 100% with us. And I believe the drummer found Katrina.
Yeah, I was on Band Mix,
Right.
and so he found me.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never been on Band Mix. Have you?
I've never been on it as I'm available to play, but I've been in a bunch of cover bands where we found people through Band Mix.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to check it out and see what's going on with it. I don't know why, but I've never taken a look at it. It sounds
It's quite
cool.
interesting, though, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
Does people have like a profile or something?
yeah.
Cool.
It's like Tinder, but for musicians.
Yeah.
So if I'm not wrong, Kevin got a hold of Katrina.
Mhm.
Katrina came over. We started jamming. Soon after that, the drummer couldn't be with us for his personal reason. He runs a business,
Sure.
and Katrina and I were really getting on, getting into it, and
Yeah,
we're
nice.
making progress with the songs. And she knew about this.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I think I went to see you guys jamming at some place, and I saw Liz for the first time, and I said, "Oh, she's got a nice groove."
Yeah.
She's the one. And soon after that, she joined us.
It
And
took
That's
convincing, though.
Yes,
That's
Katrina
cool.
had.
Also,
Katrina,
Liz, you're such a rock star. You know, you need to be in
thank
the band.
you. Katrina came to me, and I'm like, Katrina, no, I just can't. And then a month later, she came back, and I said, I'll tell you something. I'll help you guys practice until you find the drummer.
Oh, that's awesome. So,
Two and a half
We've all
years
been
later.
there.
oh, yeah, absolutely. That's how Hector joined Keyboard.
I was in a band with James, and I went to go play a Killbillies gig. Their other bass player left the band and moved up north, and I went to go play. I think they had like 3 or 4 or 5 gigs on the books, and I was going to fill in for these gigs.
Yeah.
And we got past those. They kept adding more gigs and more, and I kept playing, and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Like, no. And I was playing an acoustic bass. Their other bass player played an upright.
We saw a picture today.
And then, and then eventually Ben just goes, "Look, you're in the band. Just buy an upright bass already."
So if I have time, I'm going to put a picture of Hector with his acoustic bass up right now. There it is, right at the beginning of the band.
What was it, today or yesterday? It just popped up as a memory on Facebook. It was like, I think the first or second gig I ever played with Killbillies.
Yeah, with James with his like medium length hair. He looks like a new romantic.
And me in the
guy.
background with the bass looking terrified.
Man, you're definitely in at the deep end with that, man.
Oh, man. It's been almost 5 years now.
I know. That's crazy.
Isn't it?
5 years.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun. So when it comes to the musical kind of direction, the musical style, how has that developed? And do you have any like specific influences?
Well, yeah. I'm a big consumer of all genres of music.
Sure.
But I've always been very infatuated of singers, crooners, and
cool.
and you know, old Spaniards crooners.
Yeah, nice.
Or Latin America crooners.
Yeah. I get it.
And me as a guitarist, I've been doing it for so long that now I'm the guitarist.
Yeah.
It's basically because I always had a hard time to find a guitarist, and I have this thing that I just write songs.
Yeah.
And as influences, you know, I think what really, like I said, listening to the Bee Gees and listening to Ramones and AC/DC as a very young age brought me to be curious about, you know, as a kid, I was so into Yes.
Right.
And soon after that, I became a King Crimson freak.
Yeah.
And soon after that, I'm so into Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what and because of the days, you know, punk was kind of drifting away, but then post-punk.
Right. I was waiting to get there, yeah, because that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, came my way. So, you know, Bauhaus, Love and Rockets, The Damned.
Yeah.
If you didn't say some of those bands, we were going to say
favorite bands. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that album by The Damned called Strawberries?
Of course. That's the one with the pig.
Yeah.
It's a pig. Yeah, it's a pig. Yeah.
There's that tune that goes, Love.
Oh, that's a great album.
Yeah, isn't it?
I have that vinyl.
Yeah, I have it on vinyl too. Yeah, I only got it like about 3 months ago. I found
There's
it
not an album that Jerry doesn't know about.
That's cool.
Oh my God.
We went to see the Damned when they played here at Fort Lauderdale, Katrina and I.
That's awesome.
It was really good to see those guys. You know, Dave Amian, it's 70 plus.
Yeah.
Singing the way he was doing. I couldn't believe it.
Captain Sensible. What's he up to these days? Does he still have blonde hair and all that?
He is an old guy, but he was killing it too.
Nice one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Brian James just passed away recently.
Right.
But that band was on fire completely.
Yeah. You know, I didn't get them when I was like a kid. It took me until I was in my like very late teens or early 20s to be like, oh, that's what it is. You know, I really like him now.
Oh, yeah.
They're unusual. And they don't sort of like, when you see them all together and you've got this like vampire guy and then this crazy, it's like, what is this band? But then
so
that's what's good about them, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And so poetic and so mysterious. So
yeah.
I guess that that really resonates with me in
Yeah.
a way. Like I like that
It's so atmospheric, that kind of music.
the artistic part of it.
Yeah,
I also, I always been a big follower of David Bowie.
sure.
He reinventing his persona
Yeah.
and approaching music from such a art.
Mhm. You wouldn't know it, but I'm actually David Bowie. That's what happened. Not really.
I love
I know,
you
it's
even more.
R.I.P.
I guess we're probably all a little bit David Bowie. Rest in peace.
I know, yeah. That last album was incredible.
Oh yeah,
was.
Black Star, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
My
yes,
mum
yes.
can't listen to it because she's just too sad about the whole thing still. She can't even put it on.
It's tough. It's tough. That Lazarus song. It's just, oh boy.
Yeah, it's in heavy fuel right there.
Oh yeah.
There's another have you heard of Spear of Destiny? Do you remember those guys? They were an early 80s band. They were kind of in that post-punk scene. The reason I ask is the manager that I used to have when I was in my 20s also managed Spear of Destiny, and they were kind of like a rung down type of band. They played a lot of big stuff, but they weren't like massive. Just wondered if you knew about them. But
No, but it doesn't ring a bell. I don't.
you might like it. It's that kind of thing as well.
All right.
So yeah, I'll show you what it's about later.
Cool,
They're
cool,
good.
cool.
Yeah. So you lived in like Brighton and the southeast of London and stuff. What kind of music were you playing then, and what kind of bands were you in and stuff?
Well, I was pretty much the songwriter from all of these projects. I first started doing open mics by myself.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of broke my way in.
Sure. That's what I
And
did when I moved here.
I played in kind of a art rock, punk rock, blues punk, and I joined bands, projects here and there, and
Yeah.
they always had material, but as soon as they gave me a little of a chance, I
Yeah.
would start introducing my stuff.
Yeah.
And soon after that, half of the gig were my songs.
Sure. I can relate to that.
And some of those songs were played now.
yeah. Yeah.
Like or variations of those. You
Yeah,
see,
cool.
like Numbers I played many times there. Faith of Fear.
Yeah, that's nice. It's having stuff that that just has that kind of history. I feel like songs you've been playing for a long time. You keep finding out new things about them as they they develop like a fine wine.
Absolutely. Like for instance, the version we play now of Faith of Fear. It's a song that I've been playing for decades,
Wow,
literally.
cool.
And the original version from the one I play now, or we play now, I like this one a lot better.
Yeah,
It grew, and I sing more comfortable. I added little guitar parts here and there, and it became what I always thought it would.
yeah. I think that as you get older, two things happen with your voice. I think one is you lose a bit of range at the top, but the second thing is you start knowing what you can do that sounds good. Like I feel like I'm a much better singer now than I was. I don't have quite the range, but I've definitely grown into my voice, and I know how to make it sound like I want it to sound.
Yeah, losing the range. Yes,
Yeah, you lose a little bit. It's not too bad.
That happens.
Yeah,
but you learn to live with it.
exactly. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I also have to say, a touch of cider vinegar and honey
Oh, there you go.
will do miracles.
Pro tip. I'm going to do that. Cider vinegar and honey. I went through a period up to relatively recently where we were gigging pretty nonstop, and I lost my voice, and it was killing me. It was so depressing, but it's finally it's come back.
Gets
That lasted
depression,
a
huh?
while too.
Yeah, it lasted probably a year,
Yeah.
maybe longer.
Oh.
Yeah. Where he couldn't make it through an
Long
entire
time.
gig without James and I
Really?
trying to like sing songs, which
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, because we were playing 3 or 4 hours 4 times a week or so. So it never
Yeah.
got to never got to rest.
Never got to
But
heal.
Finally,
The resting is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah.
you so concerned?
I was just quietly dying inside. I just, really worried about it. But no, it's back, which is
Good.
great. It makes me very happy.
Awesome.
Yeah, the last weekend that we played the shows, I was like, oh, okay, All right, let's come back. It's great.
She's back.
Yeah. What kind of thing do you write about when it comes to sort of? Do you have anything in particular that you write about more than others?
I am a very romantic guy. Even though the stupid ladies sometimes don't really believe that. But it's all about love. And I used to start my gigs, my show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about love. Because it's really pretty much every song is about love.
Sure.
In a way,
In a weird, creepy, eerie way.
No, because this is the thing. Because I'm a very romantic guy. I think that way. But what comes out of my mouth, it just sounds a little different.
Gotcha. It's that black heart.
It's the black heart part of the orange.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah, no, I hear that. You know, even just affairs of the heart. You know, the way that emotions sort of flow through you usually enters into songwriting at some point, and if it doesn't, it's usually not a very good song. So, yeah, I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? I think this point in time probably be a good chance for us to listen to some of your music. Sound good?
fantastic.
All right, let's do it.
deeper underneath. Not as deep as you could think. I know you see what they can see. Don't tell me not to fly, or even tell me what to believe. The ice is breaking in front of me. I know you know I'm not afraid. Was it you, was it me that said what into devils they're trying to say? Was it you, was it me that thought what into devils they're trying to say? Was it you, was it me that said what into devils they're trying to say? Was it you, was it me? I want to know what to say in my dreams, when to be able to read these lips. I want to know what to say in my dreams, 'cause it's been haunting me. Did you see them holding hands? That little girl down the steps. The kid taking my time.
Welcome to 561 Music. We have some very exciting news. You may have noticed that the podcast is being hosted from a different place. That place is the 561 Music School and Studio. Justin Hucker has changed the name of his school from Live Music Community to 561 Music School and Studio. We have joined forces and now everything has the same name. The podcast, the festival and the school are now all under the umbrella of 561 Music. If you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, you will know that every week in this spot, we used to do an ad for Live Music Community. Now, Live Music Community has become 561 Music. We are still on North Lake Boulevard, but we have moved to 524 North Lake Boulevard, Suite A, North Palm Beach, Florida. It is east from the old location, and boy oh boy is it an upgrade. We now have a studio that is far bigger and more advanced. Bigger lesson rooms, and 3 big spaces for recording bands and practicing. We now offer more opportunities for recording your band and provide more practice space to hone your skills. The heart of 561 Music School and Studio is still tuition. We train both young people and adults one-on-one and also in groups to be real bands, teaching you how to play your instrument not only by yourself but with others as well. We help you learn to write and record a song, how to brand and market your band, how to design and produce merchandise, how to get shows, how to act at shows, how to perform, how to organize tours, how to reach out to labels, the ins and outs of protecting your intellectual property, and much more. 561 Music is a one-stop shop for all your music and performance-related needs. We are also set up to help you record music videos, how to manage social media, how to create content for social media, and everything that is required of a person trying to break into the music industry in 2025. Come by the studio at 524 North Lake Boulevard in North Palm Beach and check out the new digs. We are online at 561musicstudio.com. Fill out the form online and come for your free first trial lesson. We are open daily by appointment or just walk up and say hi. We're here most days of the week from 3 p.m. for walk-in inquiries.
Okay, so we just listened to an ad for 561 Music, and it's where we're sitting right now. It's a music school, and something I wanted to ask you guys is, do you have any advice for people who are just starting out in any creative thing, really? You know, music maybe specifically, but it doesn't have to just be music.
Me, I would say, don't give up. Play every day you can. Just play and play and play and play until you get it right.
Yeah. That's some good advice right there. What about you, Katrina? Any thoughts?
I would say it's never too late to start something new.
That's a great one. I feel that. Absolutely.
Because I mean, 6 years ago, if you had said I would be in an original band, like playing venues,
Yeah.
I would have thought you were nuts. So
No, that's so cool. That's great. to
People
hear.
ask me all the time, like, "Are you going to give this up at some point?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm dying on the stage."
Yeah, that's the most rock and roll way to go. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not anytime soon, hopefully, but
Yeah.
let's clarify that.
What about you, Liz? Any advice for?
So I was gonna say Sue, Justin's wife. She told me a long time ago. Like I said, in the first 7 years, I didn't take it serious. It's like I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not. She said, Liz, even if you have 20 minutes, just practice every single day. 20 minutes is better than nothing, or it's better 20 minutes a day than 3 hours in one day.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
took that to
So
heart.
Sue knows what she's talking about.
The
That's
consistency.
fantastic advice.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That's what I tell my students all the time is little and often. It's, don't make it into a big thing. And it's difficult because that's what often happens with, with people is that like you overthink it and you worry and worry and then you realize you haven't done any practice. And so you sit down, you do like 4 hours of practice. And then the next day you're like, it's kind of like going to the gym.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little and often is better,
Mhm.
There's no way you can retain those 4 hours. You can retain 20 minutes the
It's
next
so
day.
true.
Exactly.
You can't
So
retain
true.
the 4 hours of what you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just sort of, and it builds up in your head as this very onerous thing that you have to do when it's really not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another piece of advice that Chris from Practice Warriors, remember he was saying like, just leave a guitar out or leave your instrument out so that if you're walking by, you can just pick it up. and
Handy.
play it.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say that.
Yeah.
I practice that a lot. That's why I have guitars everywhere I can. Because
Yeah.
if I have an idea and the guitar's right there, strum it.
Yeah.
And, if you have to open up a case and, that might drift away in a way, a little bit. I just, now that it's warm, just try to do it,
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I've got a guitar in the bedroom, got a guitar in the living room, there's a guitar in the studio, and then I work here. The guitars are everywhere.
That's great. That's great.
I love it. So next thing is, and it is Hector. Are we going to play the old game?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, Hector has a game.
Oh.
It's Monopoly. So we started a few episodes ago, started asking people random questions. Could be about music, could be about something just ridiculous. And then you have 5 seconds to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. So I'll give each of you one. Let's see, I already asked that one to somebody. So, all right. If there's an instrument that you can pretend to play, which would it be?
Saxo.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, hell
I
yeah.
like that.
Okay, let's see.
All right, Katrina's up.
Yep. All right. What is your guilty pleasure song that you would never admit it's on stage?
This isn't a stage, so you can.
Groundhog.
You know what mine is? Mine's Unbreak My Heart. For some reason, I don't know why. I love that song so much.
I love that answer. I was humming something the other day and it was driving me insane and I couldn't figure it out. And it turns out it was like some like childhood show or something that I used to watch. The Banana Splits. Did you ever see those?
I remember the band space.
Right? You remember like tra la 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 la. I was like humming. I couldn't stop doing it. And suddenly I was like, oh, and now that's going to be in my head again. All right, let's see. Okay. If you had to pick one musician in the world, one famous musician in the world, to babysit your pet, which one would it be?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Joey Ramone.
There you go. That's a good answer. Oh, bless him. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we never talked about your new single. What is it? What's that about?
All right. It's been hunting me.
Yeah.
It literally, so I one day woke up. This happens to me every now and then
Sure.
with a melody in my head,
Yeah.
bit of a riff. And
Yeah.
I started strumming it. It's only 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. My girl's like, "You're driving me nuts." I'm like, but wait, just let me do a little bit more.
He's a very patient woman.
Yeah. So that went on for a while. And, but sometimes I have very vivid dreams or nightmares.
Sure.
And, it kind of came, it was a mix of things, but one day I was like almost having like a convulsion in my sleep.
Right.
I'm like, doing something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Jerry, wake up. What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay." All right. But I could see her trying to talk to me. And that's where the phrase of, what the hell they're trying to say.
Right.
I'm trying to read the lips. And
Yeah.
so that came, it's about a dream.
So
It's
being like trapped in a dream. Kind
It's nothing really bad. It's something that
Yeah.
I still couldn't figure it out.
right.
And
So it's like your subconscious kind of thinking about that.
it's been haunting me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really tell what was it. I had the lyrics, and things kind of came my way. And actually, now that I remember, one day I was in a ship across the Atlantic,
Yeah.
and I was in the top of it, and it was late at night, and I saw the horizon line, and I said, "They're all hiding there,
Ah, okay.
none above or underneath." It just
Right.
came my way, and I was like, "Oh, I like this."
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Okay. Yeah, I
one
see.
thing kind of led to the other.
A little bit of an exploration of your subconscious.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Turned out to be a song.
yeah, it's cool. It's great. I too have very vivid dreams, and once in a while that I will hear a song in my sleep as well. But the problem with me is that I don't know if I've ever kept one of them. The songs I have in my dreams, it turns out when I actually try and play them are very weird.
One thing I started doing, this is how this came together, because I keep seeing this word. So one day I said, let me get a little notepad.
Yeah.
So every time I'll have this vivid dream, I started writing something I remember of it.
Yeah.
Before I knew, oh my God, I have the song.
That's cool.
Every other day.
I've heard that from a lot of people, that they keep a notepad on their nightstand.
Yeah.
And I have ridiculous dreams, but 90% of the time I get up, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta
I
just
I know I had a really crazy dream, but I don't
bits of
remember.
it.
Yeah.
And at some point, I remember one day I was by myself in my music room. There were tons of papers everywhere. None of this makes sense, but it was my notes. And then my vision is not too good, so I put it really big with a big marker laying there. And I started strumming, then I started structing it. And that's how it all came together, of
I like it.
vivid visions of my dreams that the little bit I could remember.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
Just little snapshots. What's coming up for the band? Do you have any gigs in the pipeline, or do you got anything coming out? What's the plan?
Right. So we have a couple of interesting gigs. We have on the 16th of August.
Yeah.
We do a night, sort of kind of host a night every other month at Swamp Grass Willis. We're doing a night with the Moon Man,
Really?
Give It Up,
Cool.
and the Zap Cats.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yes.
Give It Up are great. The Moonmen are great too.
Yeah. And the 23rd, we're doing Respectable with Salem Slot Machine.
Cool.
And the Zap Cats as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like playing Respectable Street. It's nice to play somewhere a little bigger once in a while.
Yeah. I love the sound there. Everybody's so cool. And we're going back to studio.
Nice.
We're recording in Miami and with your friend Fernie Coipel, which I know him since the dawn of time.
Cool.
At the North Shack studio. We're
Nice.
going back there to record. We have plenty of music. Like, the three of us together, I'm going to say we have more than a dozen of, almost like close to 24 of songs of like,
That's cool.
They're just ready.
So
Yes.
that actually leads into a question, which is in today's world of releasing music, where a lot of people release singles, including us, because the album is a difficult thing to promote, just the way everything's set up. Are you planning on recording a lot of songs, or are you going to do it like one at a time?
So, right. I think our best bet, seconding what you have said, the attention of people, because everybody's so distracted, to get somebody to listen a full album to a new artist, it's kind of almost impossible.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is record blocks of 1 or 2 songs and release it, as singles, to draw people, to think of us and look our way, and eventually, put an album out.
Yeah.
But groups of 1 or 2 songs.
That's it. Yeah.
I think
these days, honestly, it's really the only it's the way to do it now.
Yeah. There's so much going on out there. There's so many great artists,
including artists that don't even exist. There's like, you hear that band, the AI band, that's like charting. They're called something
on Spotify.
Know about that.
Somebody created an AI band, so all the photographs are completely AI generated. All the personas are generated AI, and all the music is generated AI. And then they put it on Spotify as a test to see how it goes. And they have something like, what is it, like 4.5 million listens or something.
Unbelievable.
They're charting more.
Oh my
they're charting
God.
higher than most bands on there.
Wow.
And the fear is, I guess, that if they can start doing that kind of stuff, why would they
called
pay
the
any of us?
They're called the Velvet Sundown.
Yeah.
And the and they have like a bio and all this stuff, but they're not real. They're not. No one can find any footprint for them, and they've been it's been found out. So obviously, someone's kind of set it up and created it. I hope so. I hope it wasn't just an AI who did the whole thing.
Right?
Skynet, baby.
I'm always really, I really have a lot of hope for humanity. I believe that we're gonna remain human beings. We're gonna remain artists, even though there's a lot of stuff that's working against us. But hold on tight.
Yeah, we will always need that human touch.
I think so. I think
hold
so.
on tight.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that it's one of these times for musicians where it's like the people who really love it and have to do it are the ones that will survive and be making music just no matter what's going on around us. So and there's people who really appreciate like real things, and I honestly think that as it gets more and more, as AI becomes like ubiquitous and just across the board, people are going to be seeking out authentic experiences.
Of course,
I agree.
Of course,
yeah. So it's really been a wonderful thing to meet you. Is there anything that you want to tell the viewers of our little podcast here?
Well, first of all, thank you, both of you, for having us here, and the viewers, keep an open eye for Orange Blackheart. We're just warming up.
I tell you what, you got some great gigs coming up, and I love the sound of the band, and it's it never ceases to amaze me down here, the depth of like talent and how many good bands there are. And we do this podcast, and it'll be someone I don't know that well or something like that, and I'll be like, oh, I wonder what these guys are like, and 9 times out of 10 is really good, and your band is really good. So I'm going to try and get to this show on August 16th if I can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great artists there. And every time we go out, we keep being like, oh my God, we're blown away by this guys. Like, these guys are great.
Totally. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Have we got anything we need to?
Yeah, we do. We have a gig at Prop on Saturday.
Yes.
Yep.
That's right.
With Ryan Hopkins, DDRB, and Les Norris.
What
That's
time?
right.
Doors at 7, music at 8. If I'm reading the poster correctly.
Yeah.
Made that.
And DDRB, for the uninitiated, are a folk punk duo who play songs about their travels around the country.
Yeah.
They're really, really
Yep.
good. Ryan Hopkins, we had on the podcast. So if you go back, you can find out all about him.
Yeah, and he played the 561 Music Festival
He
as well.
did. He was really good.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has a couple of tunes that kind of remind me a little bit of Hillbillies, actually,
Yeah.
the drum beat.
And Les Norris does some solo stuff, singer-songwriter solo stuff. So yeah, it'll be a good show. It'll be
Absolutely.
a really good show.
And then on Sunday, we have the songwriter night. And that is Sean Meyer, who is Sean Meyer is the singer for how do I say it? What can I say it? Suicide Bombers.
Suicide
I
Bombers.
forgot how to say it there for a second.
Suicide Bombers.
And then who else have we got? We got
You got Nate Gannetti,
Nate Gannetti. That's right. Yeah, he's amazing.
Marcus Soflo.
Marcus Soflo. He has been a fixture of the music scene down here for a very long time.
Oh yeah,
But
for
I
sure.
haven't seen him for a minute. So it's going to be really nice to see him come out.
And
That's this Sunday.
that's this Sunday. It starts at between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah.
And
Goes
usually goes to about 9:30, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's the way it works is it's like a Nashville in the round kind of thing. Like it's but everyone stays on stage and one person does 2 songs and the next person does 2 songs.
Yeah, they tell stories about the songs and stuff like that.
Oh,
So-
really?
Yeah.
And then Adam Sheets is on there as well.
That's right. Now, if you've never seen Adam Sheets, that he is very interesting live. He's got his whole own thing. I can even begin to describe Adam Sheets' live. He's very interesting.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's done some art for Hillbillies actually over the years.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did an album cover for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's done album covers for a lot of the bands down here. Has that kind of gonzo art kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
Thank
guys.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
Fantastic.
See you later.
Rock and roll.
Take it back.